0.4x plus 3.9 equals 5.78. I apologize if that is not straight. Okay. That is our first problem. So, I am going to cheat. I do have my calculator out, so feel free to get your calculator. So what we're going to do is, this is just like a regular two-step equation without decimals. You have to do the same steps. It's just you're doing it with decimals, and you have to make sure that you keep track of your decimals, because that essentially is one of the things that will determine if your problem is right or wrong. All right? So we see that this has the variable on it, this does not, and this number is on this side of the equal sign. So remember, for equations, you want to try to get all variables on one side of the equal sign, all numbers on the other side of the equal sign. So we're going to move 3.9 over here. So what you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other side of the equation. Okay? So the reason why I subtracted is because this right here is plus, and so we have to do the opposite to cancel these out. Okay? Then I set this up this way because even though this says 3.9, you could add a 0 on the end of it and it doesn't change the problem. So this is 9, that's 7. These are both in the tens column for decimals, so that's why I lined them up that way. Okay? So I should not have moved it when you're lining up decimals to be added or subtracted. You want to line up the decimals. Let me say it that way. You want to line up the decimals, and then that will help you line up your numbers in the places they should go. Okay? So let's subtract. 8 minus 0 is 8. 7 minus 9, you can't do that, so you have to borrow. We got 4 up here. We got 17 there. 17 minus 9 is also 8. Then bring down the decimal. Don't forget to do that. And then we have 4 minus 3, and that is 1. Okay, so we have 188. So we're going to bring this down. 0.4x. We're going to bring this down. Equals 1.88. Okay, so we're solving for x. In order to separate 0.4 from x, because that's multiplication, you have to divide. So what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And we're dividing 0.4. Okay, so then these cancel out, not the x. And then we have 1.88 divided by 0.4. I'm going to do that on my calculator. 4.7 is our answer. So we have 0.4 times 4.7, because that's what we said x was, plus 3.9 equals 5.78. Sorry, you ran out of room. Okay. So first, we're going to multiply these. So we have 0.4 times 4.7 is 1.88 plus 3.9 equals 5.78. Hopefully you can still hear me. Okay, so 1.88 plus 3.9 equals 5.78 equals 5.78. There we go. So that is. So our answer was correct. It is 4.7. All right, let's do another one. Okay. Our next problem is 9.2r plus 5.514 equals 158.234. All right? Cool. Okay, so remember, we need to get all the variables on one side and all of the numbers on the other side of the equal sign. So that's what we're going to do. So this is just numbers, so we're going to move this over. This is plus, so the opposite of plus is minus, because that's what we have to do to cancel that out. What you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. And we're going to minus 5.514. Remember, line up the decimals. 5.514. If you line up the decimals, you'll pretty much be good to go. So this cancels out. So then we have 9.2r equals, all right, let's figure this out. 4 minus 4 is 0. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 5, you can't do that, so we take 1 from here. That makes 7. Put the 1 here for 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. Bring down the decimal. 7 minus 5 is 2. 5 minus 0 is 5. 1 minus 0 is 1. So our answer, 152,720. Okay? So now we have 9.2r. We need to separate these two. So remember, this is multiplication. So opposite of multiplication is division. So let's divide. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. 9.2, 9.2. This cancels out. So now we have this. I have my cheat calculator at 152.720 divided by 9.2. So R equals 16.6. Okay? So let's see if it's right. Not over here. We can't do it over here. Okay. Oh man. All right. Let's rewrite using this one. So we have 9.2. We said R was 16.6 plus 5.514 equals 158.234. And remember, we're just substituting to make sure that we got it right. This is what we said R was. So first, let's do this. 9.2 times 16.6 equals, let's write it in blue, 152.72. And we have plus 5.514 equals 158.234. So then we need to add these two together. So 152 plus 72.72, not plus. Now it's plus 5.514, sorry, equals, let's write it in blue, 158.234, and that equals 158.234. All right, sorry you can't see that because of the light, but that is a 4, trust me. Okay, can you see it? There you go, you can see it, it's a 4. All right, so that's how we know that 16.6 was the correct answer. Let's do another one. Our next one is going to be, and it was negative. I didn't even write it, Lord. Negative 5.4 minus 7.8x equals negative 78.408. All right, so now we're going to move the 5.4 because we need all the numbers on one side, all the variables on the other side. So this is negative, so we're going to make it a positive to move it. What you do on one side, you have to do to the other side. We're going to line up the decimals here. This cancels out. This will be brought down, so it's negative 7.8x equal. Let's do our calculator. As a note on my calculator, I have to type in the number first and then put the negative. Just make sure you know how to work your calculator, because sometimes some calculators make you do the negative, hit the negative button first and then do the number, but just make sure you know how yours works. So we're going to add 5.4, and is negative 73.008. All right, and then we have to separate this negative 7.8 from this x. Remember, this is multiplication, so we have to divide because you have to do the opposite. What you do to one side, you do to the other side. So we're going to divide negative 7.8. Then these cancel out, so that leaves us with x equals, I guess I could have left that, but that's okay. 73.008 negative. Remember mine, I have to do the negative first, divided by 7.8 negative is 9.36. All right. Let's see. Let's see if this works. So we have negative 5.4 because we're going to substitute now. Minus 7.8. The x is 9.36 equals negative 78.408. So then we're going to multiply. We're just going to change that to a plus negative. So we have 7.8 negative times 9.36 equals negative 73.008. And we're going to bring down the negative 5.4. So we have 73.008 negative plus 5.4 negative equals negative 78.408. And that equals negative 78.408 because we just brought this down. All right, and that is an 8. Just the light. Sorry about that. All right, so there we go. So that is how you do two-step equations with decimals. So hopefully this explained this. If not, please let us know in the description box. Remember, check the description box also for the link to the page where you could submit a question that you have that you want us to do a video about. So thank you for watching Explain It to Me PDAC, and I will see you next time. Bye.